This is my current Nether portal in my Minecraft hardcore world, and this is what I will be transforming it into in today's video. So let's get started on this project. So first things first, I got a schematic already prepped. I spent like 7 days working on it off camera. It took a very long time. So first of all, we built this gold farm a couple of videos ago, and this is the thing that is going to allow us to get most of the materials. By the way, this is after the video, that's why my hotbar looks so weird and stuff. And that's why there's this random tower. So essentially, the method that I used for AFKing, because I did not want to low-key like keep this AFKing without me actually being on my computer, but I also didn't just want to stare at my farm, at this farm for like, I don't know, 15 hours. I don't know for how long I ran it, because it's like 2 weeks back. I'm just overvoicing this right now. So essentially, the piglins just fall down, the gold gets crafted here, and it just gets into there. The storage was not to keep up, so I just made a second part there. And yeah, then it just gets crafted in gold bars. And that's where I basically just AFK'd. But now I can just transform the rest of this into gold bars. And also the strat I used is like the ender chest that was beneath the boat. You just right clicked on it and then you just minimized your window, and I was just able to like launch Minecraft with another launcher and play Hypixel Skyblock, because that's kind of the thing that I play when I'm bored and AFKing on my farms. So yeah, anyways, we can just grab the rest of these nuggets and actually craft them into gold ingots. I will tell you why we need that later, although you can probably tell. Anyways, now I can just grab these shulkers and look at what we have here, dude. This is insane. We have so much gold. Oh, why is the F3 screen looking like that? That looks kind of weird. Low-key, this looks kind of weird. I don't know if I like it. I mean, I know you can edit it, but I don't know. Anyways, so there are a lot of materials. Most importantly, I went for nether materials, but here's the strat for what I need gold. Okay, it's not really a strat, but why I need the gold. Here's an explanation. So basically, I just placed 2 vines like this. This was the original idea, and I would just spam a bunch of piglins into here. And because of the vines, they actually don't care about anti-cramming, so they wouldn't anti-cram. And I would have like 128 piglins in total, and they would just trade me golden ingots like so quickly. And that was basically like the entire strat. Now the only problem with this, you will actually see that later. I don't want to spoil it. I just realized that. But yeah, anyways, so basically I just have a lot of piglins, and because of the vines I already explained, they would just win a suffocate. And yeah, then I would just take a bunch of gold. Wait, gold. Yeah, here. And I would just throw it on there, and they would basically just trade. As you can see, there's probably not a lot left. Let's see. Like there's there's 12 bars. But I would just trade a massive amounts of gold really quickly, because normal bartering farms, because they have like the pistons moving beneath the piglins, you can only have 21 before the entity cram. But these types of thingies could have just like infinite piglins, so it would be technically like 6 times faster. Also, the farms were kind of broken because some gas blew them up, so yeah. But anyways, here's my first attempt. So basically I just built a giant stone platform in here. I believe it's in the Nether waste, and I believe piglins can spawn there, but it's very unlikely. And I think they can spawn on stone, but I should have just used netherrack, honestly. I don't know if they can spawn on stone. You just comment that, please, if you know. But yeah, anyways, I just placed down this giant platform and thought like, oh, surely a lot of piglins are going to spawn, and just almost none of them did. But the problem is, I already lured the 21 piglins that I had in the original bartering farm, which had the piston stuff, into the pod with the vine on the bottom. But like, I just wasn't able to get more piglins, so I just had to mentally drain myself and trade with them normally. But you'll see that in the clips later. But anyway, so I just decided to fly as high up as possible to spawn the piglins, and I got the achievement sky high. By the way, this is because I'm using a mod or a data pack, I'm not sure, called Blazing Caves, which adds a bunch of advancement. And I was like, oh, let's fight 1,000 blocks. There's surely an advancement for that. And there is. Oh Oh wait, let me read that. Oh, Houston, we have a problem. Fiber ridiculous height. Okay, I think Houston is like the main station which spaceships communicate with. I'm not sure. I hope it's the thing. Either I know it or I'm just looking really dumb right now. Okay, never mind. Let's just place this gold down. The problem is they're going to shoot me, so they're just going to shoot each other. Okay, crap, get out of there, get out of there. This is basically what I just had to do. Is I just had to go through here, jump up to collect the loot from when they traded, and just slow, because I could have just had the luxury of AFKing the farm with the same rates, because there would be the same amount of piglins. But I just wouldn't need to do this with my little, like, really bad storage system. So yeah, I guess I just will learn from my mistakes, and I hope I'll never commit this mistake again. But yeah, anyway, so I just had to do this process for a couple of hours. Well, I'm actually not sure how long it took, but I think it was a couple of hours. But I may have just been so bored to death that I thought it was a couple of hours. But anyways, I somehow got through it and just managed to pull it all off. But anyways, it was incredibly boring. I had to redo the storage system a lot of the times, but we got there in the end. By the way, I also had some blackstone reserves, so that's why I have some left over. Anyways, I need some raw gold blocks, so the biome for that is the Badlands, because they have a lot of gold, as you can already see from these screenshots or whatever they are, from the montage thingy. But in dripstone biomes, it actually overrides the Badlands biome, and it's essentially a dripstone cave. So there's basically the same amount of gold in there, which really sucks. And there were so many of these dripstone caves, but way bigger, and they basically nerfed my rate. So I spent like a good 6 hours getting all the gold. I think it was like 6 hours, I don't know. But anyways, now do we have all the gold? We actually also have a lot of the blackstone in here. It's not all though. That's just some of the stuff that I already had prepped, but it's not everything. Anyways, you got a lot of gold in here. If I don't get enough from this batch, I'm just going to mine off camera, because I'm low-key going to be on like 70 off, or just a little bit off, so I will just mine that off camera. I mean, I mined this off camera. I originally planned to do a montage out of this. I had everything recorded with the replay mod and stuff, but dude, rendering that entire montage and aligning it properly would probably take me like another 12 hours, so I'm not doing that. Anyways, let's just get a really quick montage of me placing down the gold. Okay, the montage is over, and we also got the gilded blade. I don't know what was that for. I think it was something with gold. I actually might have gotten that last video as well. I'm not sure. Anyways, you can just craft all of this, and we'll just check. I believe it's 400 for the entire building, but I'm not 100% sure. By the way, if you still didn't get it, I'm not building technically a Nether portal. I'm technically building a Nether hub. but I mean, I just decided to put in the intro like that. And I know that I blurred it in the beginning, but you saw it in the thumbnail, so it kind of didn't make sense, but oh well. Anyways, you can just recraft all of this into raw gold blocks. Wait, how is it actually titled? I am curious. Raw block of raw gold. I think that's how it was titled. I'm not sure. Anyways, we can just recraft the rest of these. Yeah, block of raw gold. Okay, now I can just put these in here. Wait, actually, let me take these out. And I think Lightmatica should just show it to me. I don't really want to count the stacks together. I'll just check. Let me just Mega Base Nether. Wait, it's actually the pre-version. This is that version. Yeah, 400 gold blocks. We have 329. So I'm just missing 71, which that isn't too bad. Oh yeah. Feather also tells me how many I have. So I'm just going to mine this off camera, and I will see you once I'm done. Okay, I am done, and we can actually place this. I set it to a birch log, the thing you edited with, because in Lightmatica, because I just wanted to be able to punch people with the stick. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But anyways, now I have a birch log, because I never use this for building, because I hate it. But yeah, anyways, we can just place this. Probably here is a good place. What do you guys think? Actually, I'm not going to ask you because you are not able to respawn. Also, there's a tower in the middle and a whole biome created. But I just didn't have time to put it into the first version. But I will build it later, I think. Anyways, we can just fly over here. I also prepped a little storage unit, yeah, over here, and we basically just have a lot of the materials done in here. As you can see, I went a lot overflow on each one of these just to make sure that I would have enough. Some of these were also empty, but I just had those in my shell crystals in my ender chest. So we'll add the lava and the stuff later, because I actually don't have any of that. But for now, I think it's a good time for a montage. Well, actually, before I grab all of this stuff. And I have all this bone meal for bone mealing the netherrack, which I probably won't show because it's kind of weird showing it in a montage, but yeah, anyways, I'll see you after the montage. Bye. anyways, that is it for the montage. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this entire video. And I still need to do some details like adding those soul lanterns there and some lava there and just lighting these portals and making them. But I'll just finish that and I'll get back to you in a little bit. Okay, I am here and it's lit up, everything is prepped. I realized I didn't have my no fog mod for the entire video, but luckily for me I put it on for the montage. But this is how it looks. This looks completely epic. I also built a middle, as I said. I also added the grass. It looks kind of weird here, but low-key I just did not want to raise the other grass layer. And yeah, I just did not have the patience to blow me all the trees, because I don't know, I just didn't want to. Also, I'll be building the interior of it, probably next episode. I mean, we'll see what we will do next episode. But yeah, I don't know why this video took like 2 weeks, wait, actually almost 3 weeks to record. Also, I was meant to do, this video was meant to be on like Wednesday, but it got delayed because my throat did really hurt. And yeah, anyways, also I have hay bales down here so that it spreads more smoke, if you don't know. But yeah, anyways, if you enjoyed this video, which you probably did because you watched till the end, I would really appreciate if you could like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.